Well, hey everyone, welcome to Woof Wisdom. Today we've got a special guest, actually a couple of special guests, a father and daughter duo. It's Mike here with his daughter Brooklyn. Welcome to you guys.
Thank you for having us.
So today we're talking about a subject that we have never hit on, and that's having an electric fence. I am super new to electric fences, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about what made you guys decide to go with an electric fence and what that experience has been like for you. So tell us a little bit about the electric fence, Mike.
Yeah, so we got a dog, Luca, a few years back. It's a part husky, part Pomsky, so it's got the hyperness of a Pomeranian, but it likes to run around like a husky. So we decided to get an electric fence. We sit on about an acre of property, so we had to decide, would we want it to go all the way around the entire property, which was extremely expensive. So we decided just to keep it to the backyard and then a portion of the driveway. And it allowed Luca the opportunity to run around in the sun and in the snow during the winter time without us having to walk him on a leash all the time. So he loved it, took to it. And we're very happy to have him have the ability to go out and run around.
Yeah, so just the fact of not having to build a fence across a 1 acre yard, I would imagine that saved you a lot of money. But has your experience been good with the electric fence? I think you mentioned you've had a couple of problems.
Yeah, I mean, it was a smart idea to get him out and running around, but there are definitely a bunch of problems. First and foremost, going back on it, we never would have allowed him to have just half of that driveway. What wound up happening was he'd be in the driveway, and you'd have the mailman come down or somebody from, delivery service, UPS, and he would be barking, going crazy. So what we wound up having to do was go out and put a cone out halfway down the driveway to let the drivers know that the dog was out, which means that every time we let him out, we had to go walk and put the cone out, bring it back in. So that has been a learning experience. It also, it ripped up our driveway. In order to put that line in, we had to chop up the driveway. There's a big line down the middle of it there. To kind of show where the wire is, but we didn't really realize that kind of damage it would have done when we put that in. So there's been some lessons learned throughout the process for sure.
I was just thinking, the electric fence works for the dog, but it doesn't necessarily work for the mailman.
That's exactly right.
You got to think of it in reverse. So I know that you guys decided that the electric fence, especially a half of an electric fence, wasn't really the right choice for you. But I think you made the transition next to a GPS-enabled collar. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. We went to the Phi collar, which was good in the theory of it. If Luca were to get out, at least we were able to locate where the dog was. Didn't exactly work as planned. We've got some trouble stories about that. But yeah, we decided, well, if he did get out, because he does have that husky in him where if he sees a bird or something, he might run through and take the shock just for the excitement of chasing this bird. So we wanted to make sure we had at least GPS tracking on him as well.
Yeah. So that didn't always work out, right? I think Brooklyn, you had a story on that one time that was kind of funny, but not so funny.
Yeah. One time when my mom, one of my dogs got out, and my mom was still in the shower, and so I ran up and told her, and she just had to come out in the bathrobe running down the street, which was pretty embarrassing coming from my part.
Especially, you're a certain age, you don't want your mom out in the bathroom running down the street. Maybe any age, who knows? And then didn't you have a false alarm a time or two?
Yes. So one time we were eating dinner at this restaurant. It was really nice. The food was great. Halfway into the food, we get an alert from the Phi collar that our dog escaped. And as nervous as we were, we started to leave. My dad had to leave his chicken Scorpiello, which was bad. And we come home to only a safe dog in a safe cage.
So the collar then just gave you a completely false warning, I guess, right? It just showed that they were in a place and they were in their crate.
Yeah.
They were happy. All right. That's really weird. So then it sounds like you guys made another jump and you went over to the Halo collar. So tell us about that experience. How has Halo collar work for you?
It's been great. It combines what we were trying to accomplish with the containment that an electric fence provides, but also the GPS tracking that the Phi collar provides. So now with that kind of all-in-one solution, we are allowed just to have that that one collar. It also was pretty easy for Luca to understand, especially having gone through the training for the electric fence, which took weeks of the guy coming out and walking the dog around the perimeter of the yard and all those things. The training for the halo collar was much, much simpler, and Luca took to it right away, and it's been great. And then we've got the GPS tracker all in one. It's been a game changer in our house for sure.
Now, are you guys mostly just using the collar at home, or have you taken Luca out? How has that worked if you have?
Yeah, we've gone to a couple pop-up doggy parks. They have a couple of them in our area, which is fun. We had a scare prior to the halo collar where Luca actually snuck out. As one dog was coming in, he was able to sneak out, and we're chasing this dog around the parking lot. But with the halo collar, you're able to set the perimeter really wherever you go. So you have the ability to go to a doggy park, let them run around without the leash, without that fear of Luca taking off and running away again.
Yeah, so it sounds like Luca's having some pretty good adventures now that he's got the halo collar.
Yeah, he loves it. He's been having a good time with it. Wouldn't you say, Brooklyn?
I loved it.
So what advice would you guys give somebody who maybe has a big yard and really doesn't want to invest in putting a fence around their beautiful yard?
Yeah, the halo collar's perfect fit for something like this. Allows you the flexibility to define, where you want that dog contained to. You have the GPS tracker, so if something were to go wrong and they were to get out, you have the ability to find that dog very quickly. It's been something that if that's what you want, and you want your dog to be able to go around and you don't have to just walk down the street with them all the time, it's been perfect.
Hey, and one thing I see on your table there is the beacon, and that's something that not a lot of people even know about, I think, when they get the halo collar. They're so focused on the GPS-enabled collar and all that, but you guys are using the beacon too, I guess.
Yeah, the beacon actually helps Luca in like multiple ways, which includes like how it helps keep Luca away from the cat food or like the workers when they come over. And it's really good because it creates an indoor fence around the area.
That's awesome. So you just put the beacon down if there's the cat food, and Luca knows, there's something going on here. Yeah. Don't go into the cat food. Or the litter box. I've heard a few times.
More importantly, probably a litter box, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's awesome. Have you guys played around with the callback feature, the whistle feature?
So we've played around with it. Luckily, we haven't had to use it in any sort of emergency situation.
Yeah.
But, the callback feature is really cool. It allows you, it essentially sounds to the dog like a whistle to have them come back. They get out. So we did during the training, and even just sometimes if it's raining out, we want the dog to come in quickly. You could hit that and it'll whistle, and Luca knows exactly what that means. Luca runs right to the door. So hopefully we'll never have to use it in an emergency, but it does come handy in a pinch when it's raining out or snowing and you just want them to come back.
That's awesome. I foster dogs sometimes, and that has been almost my favorite feature because, you never know that, like, you've got the mailman coming to your driveway. I got him ringing the doorbell and I'm trying to do a Zoom call or a meeting or something, but I can hit that button and then I have the stinkiest of all dog treats right here. And that works every time. So. All right. Well, hey, it's great checking in with you guys. And I want to hear more about Luca. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank